Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 2 of the finals of the BC Regionals and Spring Regionals, actually. The winner of this game, or the winner of this match, rather, of this best 2 out of 3 series, will be winning a trip to the Canadian Nats. Woo! Unless it's James, but because he's American.
Didn't they change it though so that they actually just win like a
stipend or something?
A voucher or something?
I don't know.
Instead of, and they actually win it to whatever. I think they actually opened it so that you win it to whatever nationals you're part of.
I know if you win video game for this regionals, you go to the US Nats because there's no Canadian VGC, and it's really funny because
they're not doing that this year.
Yeah, they're not doing it this year. It's too bad.
That sucks. I got free swag last year.
my buddy Tony, he actually won the Canadian Nats last year.
Yeah.
And this year, because there's no Canadian Nats, he's the champion again automatically by default.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so he's 2 years, like, woo, 2 years.
Yeah.
We're like 2 more years. All right. Anyways, so this is the second game that's going to go on. I'm going to hit play here.
Okay.
And we're going to watch. James, of course, elects to play first. He's starting Landorus against the Mewtwo. Unfortunately, not being able to not use fighting types as mentioned. Although Landorus with 3 energies is very powerful, especially with laser. You can one-shot anything. Early on, if there is, at least there's a Mewtwo there, and it's not a Tornadus. That would have sucked.
And see, just simply that 30 damage, it might not seem like a lot, but now if he attaches a DCE, all James would need is the DCE switch, right?
Yes.
To take out
DCE and a Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and a Mewtwo. But yeah.
Well, I mean, even 1 damage makes a difference because 4 energies between the 2 Mewtwo's equals 160 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's going to scala for an Ultra Ball here. And what do you think he's going to go for? Probably the Tornadus, I'd imagine.
Yeah. With the DC in hand, that goes.
Looking at his hand here, he's got an N. He looks like he's going to toss an energy, and is he going to toss that double colorless, really?
And he has a scramble switch, so I mean, it's not great to get out of it with that, but you know, hey.
Hey, switch is a switch, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it works, it works.
Well, ask Bidier actually. Has he actually ever used Scramble Switch for something other than just switching? Did he actually ever like move energies significantly?
Yes, he says.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Scramble Switch makes for pretty epic plays. Before we had Scramble Switch, we had Shaman.
Yes.
Shaman from the Unleash.
Celebration Wind.
Celebration Wind ability lets you move your energies however you like between all your Pokemons, and a lot of people just ran 1 or 2 offs of that. So there's Tornadus.
Yep.
Yep. That glare is so hard to see. I made sure the camera could see it. Professionals.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. We should definitely have some some sponsors. I think they would value our production value.
Laser beams, so good, and it does succeed on the hypnosis check, and he's gonna dump 30 damage because there's no stadium in play. Tornadus does not do the additional 30 damage, and because there's no Verbank in play, only does the regular 1 extra damage for poison, which is why you see such a low damage output right there. Otherwise, if Verbank was down, he can 2-shot that Landorus. But there's the Victini going down with the energy.
So like I said, right, he's got to get it out fast and furious.
So he's going to do that.
That's pretty nice, though, too, because then if he does get that, he could put 2 fightings on the Landorus and just get it ready to...
But, you know, another energy on Tornadus and a laser will kill that Victini. So it is a pretty big risk.
It always is.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I think if it had more HP, it would be such a more viable card.
I guess James's ideal opening would be like Victini EX, Turbo Energize onto Terrakion EX, and then just use Terrakion EX to energize the rest of your guys for a long time. Yeah, the only thing is that Turbo Energize goes from your deck. The Terrakion actually goes from your hand, so if you didn't have the energy in his hand, then it would, But that's not too hard when you have a lot of draw supporters. Yeah. Yeah. So he's going to Turbo Energize, and we'll see how he splits up his energy. I imagine another fighting on Landorus and probably something or another on Bouffalant. So fighting on Bouffalant. And fighting on Landorus, yeah. Pretty much called it. With the laser, let's see, laser does 30 if Verbank's in play, and then he can do 150 minus the 20, so he can do 130, 160. So he can do 160 against that Tornadus EX even with his resistance, so that's not enough to kill it, unfortunately. So it can survive one hit. And Mewtwo's got a lovely 3 on it. Looks like Bidier just attacks. Bidier is holding onto an N in his hand as we saw before, and James had one card but he didn't play a supporter that turn. So Bidier elects not to use N, otherwise it would give James additional cards, because both players shuffle their hand and they draw cards equal to the number of prizes they have left.
DC.
So he has a double colorless in his hand, or he drew into it. We'll never know. And he. Well,
if you rewind it, you can watch where the card goes.
It's true. It's true. He probably had it in hand.
Yeah.
Which is why he Ultra Ball for the Boufflant, rather. So he puts the damage down, and I don't think BDA can afford to wait here. He probably has to end if he has nothing else in his hand. Otherwise, that Tornadus is going to go down without putting up much of a fight. And the hard part is just trying to know what James has right now, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to bench 2 and play N. We don't get to see what it was.
Boufflant Mewtwo, yeah.
Yeah, Boufflant and Mewtwo. Yeah, he has to do something about it, otherwise, you know, he's going to fall behind too far, not getting his energy attachments right now. In a decks like this, you really don't want to miss your energy per turn. It's really rough when you don't get an energy per turn. So BDA has decisions to make. We don't know what's in his hand because I changed my camera angle. Actually, BDA lays his hand pretty down low. I can almost see it.
I think I see a Violite and a Tool Scrapper. I'm like angling my head like I
know, right? Hey, if we were in like
I'm on the left side, right? I should do this. Where's the card?
if we were in those like the head tracking things, where when you actually move your head, the camera will actually shift.
Ooh.
Those things are so cool. Have you ever seen those things before?
I've seen them. Yeah, I've never done them myself, but
yeah, those things like virtual reality. It's so freaking cool. I think the 3DS has something like that. Oh, Jasmine is making her me in the 3DS right now.
Oh, nice.
Because we just got it. We got it yesterday.
Oh, the Pikachu one, right?
Yeah, the Pikachu.
Yeah.
You want to show the camera, Jazz? No, you're me, but here we'll show the thing. This is what it looks like. I think I got it. Yeah. And of course, we're paying very close attention to this very important match. It is the finals, after all. BDS is taking his time thinking. It's a very important move. He's going to think a little harder. I think one of the things I was joking about, I don't know if it was good timing for a joke, right? When he was getting stressed out about dead drawing against Mel, he kind of banged his head on the table a little bit. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, don't stress out. Is it your hair? Is it causing too much tension?
Is it pulling too hard at your head?
I know, right? I don't know if it was a good time to make a joke. It probably wasn't, but I thought it was funny. Alright, so he's gonna capture up that Landorus, and he's thinking, does he have a laser beam? I think he's gonna do 100 if he... Oh.
He might be trying to get as much
let him go yet. There you go, he lets go.
Yeah, I think he's, going for mileage. Right? He also does have Super Scoop Up. Who knows, maybe he'll get it. I think he's got a Skylet in hand, right?
Yeah, but I mean... James can finish off that Tornadus with a laser.
Yep.
Verbank
well,
plus
that's
the
what I'm saying, right? He can get some mileage, right? So, like, I mean, whether his Tornadus lives or dies, right? Yeah. At least he got some mileage out of it.
That's true. That's true. Because I mean, if Landorus elects to use the Land's Judgment, BDA can return KO with his Mewtwo. And then they would just trade prizes. They would just trade heavy blows. But James does have a Boufflant fully charged, and BDA has nothing else charged up on his bench currently. So there's a switch coming down. That's not what BDA wants to see. He wanted to see like maybe a max potion or something like that to at least, get rid of some of those energies or have the Landorus die.
Yeah.
But every switch played, again, is still very important. Because, especially since James is not running Scramble Switch. So he's going Energy Search here. And he got either a Fighting or a Fire, didn't catch it there. Probably a Fighting.
Although if he gets a, if he gets a Fire, he doesn't have to discard it as part of Lance Judgment.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Yeah, and then he can always threaten Victini and V-Create as well. Somehow. If he magically can fill up his bench for V-Create.
Well, he does play Energy Switch too, so.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, there is actually the Max Potion. I don't... Oh. It is a tough call, because Bidier would need to have double colorless and a catcher.
Oh, so he did get a Fighting. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he got a Fighting just to replace it. And he's going to play Skyla here as well. So much deck searching going on. Bidier double checks to make sure that James didn't play 2 supporters this turn.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, did he split us down?
I can tell you he didn't. I was keeping track. I'm very good at keeping track of supporters play. I mean, I have I raise the little fingers on my hands whenever people play like energies or supporters. Just so I can keep track of whether they did it or not. And if I don't remember, I just look at my fingers and go, oh yeah! So he's going to go for that Verbank, which suggests that he probably has a Laser Beam in his hand. And I think he's going to do the KO without playing down the Verbank here, if I remember correctly. Mainly so that he can get the KO without lasering.
Yeah,
so
and then he doesn't get the return laser if BDA
right, and then BDA doesn't get the benefit of Verbank.
Yeah.
That way.
But then again, if BDA can play one first, then dead card.
He can also be you know, try to lure out a N here, and he does get it whether he wanted it or not. Because when you scout it for something and you show it like, oh, it's a Verbank, and then you know, do you end them thinking that they have Verbank and laser, or were they trying to fake you out and hoping you'll get them out of a bad hand? We'll never know.
Nope. And I think has BDA lost 2 DCEs now?
He lost a DCE. Only one.
He Ultra Balled at the beginning as well, though. He Ultra Balled one away.
Did he Ultra Ball it away? I don't remember anymore. Okay.
Yeah, he Ultra Balled one away, and then he only attached 1. So yeah, he's got 2.
So he's down 2. So those double colors are huge. They count for 2 energies.
Yep.
And in BDA's deck, it makes a big difference because almost everything uses colorless attacks. Nice splashable cards.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So
Violite, Verbank. So he did get the Verbank.
He's gonna put an energy down on Buffalo.
Okay.
Everybody was very disappointed that his ability was not called Afro Guard. And so they called it Boofer, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're so punny." Obviously, it's an Afro Guard, and he passes over here. Or no, did he pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I bet he wishes he drew Tropical Beach instead of
yeah. Well, he would have only been able to draw 2 off the beach anyways.
Hey, 2 is 2,
2 or 3,
right?
actually. No, he'll be able to draw 3 because he dropped an energy. If he dropped energy and beach, he'll be able to draw 3. Yeah, 3 would be good.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than 0, which is what he did, right?
It's true.
Can't say no to free cards.
Mm-hmm. Bianca
and he would have drawn 1 more, too, because he would have played the stadium. So.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh, that's what you counted as for 3. Okay, yeah.
It's Bianca for 3. Not bad. Could have been a Charon.
Well, last game, though, he Bianca'd for, like, 4. So, mileage right there.
Value!
Value, right.
I hate Bianca in opening. It's like, Bianca has the same problem as Chorus, and I think, like, for me as a deck builder, like, if you have a problem supporter in the beginning, like Chorus, then don't run another problem in the beginning supporter like Bianca, you know? Like, run one Chorus, run some Charons or something like that. So you have something that's good in the early game, something that's good in the late game. Don't run both of them that are good in the late game. I don't know, that's just me. He catches up the damage Mewtwo that already had 30 on it from the Hammerhead early in game, and he does Goldbreaker, which does 60 plus an additional 60 if the defending Pokemon is an EX.
Well, see, I don't know how. I think I actually honestly would have left the one with the damage on the bench and just saved my catcher. And my only reasoning for that would be if you spread the damage, he's less likely to be able to just max potion it all.
Exactly. Yes.
And
Agreed.
also, it leaves that other Mewtwo being able to just be KO'd by another one with essentially 2 DC.
Right, and 30 damage, you know, on top of 120, it doesn't make that much of a difference.
No, he's still going to 2-hit it, so, you know,
exactly.
it doesn't matter. So.
Yeah, so if he puts 120 on the Mewtwo, he could pretty much kill it with anything that comes up. Although, if he does it this way, without the Eviolite, he could have done 30-30 and sniped it on the bench, even if Bidier retreats it. So he's banking on the fact that Bidier doesn't have a max potion, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a pretty gutsy call because... And it turns out to be okay for him because Bidier plays down the double colorless. And he's going to Razor Beam. Does he hit the head?
Yeah, it's head.
Like it. Oh, but it's a KO anyways? It's a KO anyways.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 100, it'll be 80 plus the 30 is 110, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be gone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, put it on there.
Yeah, put on that thing.
Yeah.
Put it to sleep. Come on, guys. Follow the way you're supposed to play the game. It only adds like a few milliseconds of effort. Dumps another Eviolite down on his Mewtwo. So both his Mewtwo's are shielded from plus power. Nobody runs plus power anymore. So sad.
Maybe it's underrated. Maybe you should just start running plus power.
Plus power and laser beams? Heck yes.
What?
Alright, so if he has a fighting here, he can Lance Judgment, mini Lance Judgment to knock out the Mewtwo easy.
Or if he top decked, you know, Victory Piece and he has a switch, who knows, right?
Yeah, I don't know. No, pushing up Landorus was the right call. He probably has fighting in hand.
Well, that's what I'm saying, if he top decked it, right? Like if he didn't know and then he top decked it, it was like, ooh, Victory Piece, what do you know? And then that Mewtwo won't be very threatening.
Okay, so he's gonna.
Because that's his 3rd DCE, right? So.
Oh yeah, that's true. If he's counting, I don't know. James wasn't really looking at the discard, so he doesn't.
So he may or may not have one more left in his deck handle.
Do you want to show the camera your me? No, she doesn't want to show the camera her me.
Does it look like her?
Yeah, relatively. Hair's a little different.
As close as a me can get, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes me's can get like scary close. And then sometimes they're very far. I mean, at least they do Asians really well.
They also do Chuck Norris pretty well. I was on my friend's Wii and we did Chuck Norris, and it looked a lot like Chuck Norris. We were pretty amazed.
Alright, so Laser Beam, that's just going to kill the Mewtwo straight up. He doesn't even have to attack. So he could do... Well, he could do 10 damage to the Mewtwo, basically. Or 10 damage to the Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, if he had a fire and a switch, he could just turbo energize this turn. Although I don't know how that would have gone.
10 on the Mewtwo. 10 on the Mewtwo.
10 on the Mewtwo.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah.
Alright, so he is down to 2. And he's actually in a really good position right now because a laser plus a fighting energy will allow Landorus to one-shot pretty much anything.
And he got it! Wow.
Did he get the DCE?
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
And he has another... I think I was going to say that's with their Violet. No, it's a random receiver.
Yeah, but the Buffalo will die to a mini Lance Judgment anyways, so he's going for it. And he's going to end... He's going to end James down to 2. Now, here's the funny thing. We were talking about this after the game. When you end someone down to 2 or 1... They always seem to get the Juniper or Bianca.
Right? It's when I'm into one, I never get anything.
Exactly, right?
But, like, you know what I got? Okay, this happened to me literally twice in one game. I had the game. Like, I had it in my hand. I was like, that's it. GG. I, like, didn't put a smirk on my face. I'm like, I've got this. Okay, Julia, calm down. Like, don't mess this up. And then he goes, end. I'm like, okay, alright, that's alright. I come back from that. One card. Junk Arm. Well, that sucks. Next turn, I finally use my Junk Arm, get a supporter. He ends me down to 1. Junk Arm. I'm like, dear? Like, where is this coming from? It's like getting end to 1 and it's a computer search or dowsing machine or something.
Mm. Although computer search, you know, you could eventually get
Yeah,
get the
eventually.
supporter off of that, which is nice. Dowsing Machine doesn't let you do that. I guess that's why I
You
like to
get a
do it.
random receiver.
Yeah, I guess that's why people who play Dowsing Machine play Random Receiver. So he 120s the Landorus, and I guess James doesn't have the energy. He's got 2 cards in his hand, and he's now fretting. So luckily he didn't get it. But you know the thing about Big Basics is that normally you can run like 14 supporters in it and
Yep.
still be like, I can still fit more stuff in here. But of course,
Because
James
everything runs off like the same energy pool. So
yeah,
it's
but James does have the Victini tech in this one, so that might have eaten up a little bit of his space. And it would suck if his hand right now is like a fire energy, and he's like, this could have been fighting.
Yep.
It's tense right here because if James loses, he's completely out, and he's lost his way into second place. And he's gonna hammerhead for 60 minus 20, and put 30 on the Tornadus as well. He didn't attach an energy either. That's pretty big. So he didn't draw an energy, didn't draw a supporter. Those are the 2 things he's looking for right now. And maybe lasers if he hasn't played all of them yet, although it did seem like he played quite a few.
Yeah, as much as he's ahead in prizes right now, I mean, BD is gonna. No, he only took 1 prize.
BDA.
Where's
No,
BD? Is that 5 prizes?
yes, he killed the buffalo.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I was sitting there, I'm like, what did he kill? And oh yeah, that's right. No, but even though he's gonna be, fairly close to prizes, though technically he'll essentially be a full Pokemon behind. So
He'll be 1 KO behind.
Yeah.
He'll have to do 4
But,
KOs as opposed to 3 KOs.
James is actually in a tougher spot now because he has no energy at all,
yes,
right?
but a fire
And even if
energy
he kills the
will.
Buffalon, it's only 1 prize. He still can't take game with that.
But fire energy will allow him to turbo energize. The question is,
Or
what will you
victory
do?
piece. Victory piece.
What would you do with turbo energize if you got it? He pushes up the Mewtwo, which will buy him an extra turn, because if he pushes the Victini, it will just die right away.
Yeah, and if he's counting the DCEs now, he'll see that all 4 are gone and done with. 1 on the Buffalon, 3 in the discard. So
Yeah, which means he could have turbo energized onto the Mewtwo if he had.
yeah,
If he
his
had
Mewtwo
that.
would be somewhat safe. So
Yeah.
because the Scramble Switch is gone too. So.
That's right. The Scramble Switch was played early on, and but BDA could have Energy Switch. That is also, and don't forget, there's also Super Scoop Up. So he plays Escape Rope. That's the 5th catcher.
Yeah.
And BDA elects to push up Tornadus, maybe?
Well, he's going to have to switch into Mewtwo, though, or into Victini, right?
Yeah.
James also.
Well, maybe that's what he wanted. Tornadus has 1 retreat, so that's probably critical.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I keep thinking that Escape Rope says that you have to switch your Pokemon first instead of your opponent, but I guess everybody I've seen playing it always had their opponent switch first before they did it.
Why would you do that?
So he attaches. Well, it's a fighting, so Victini can't use it anyways.
6. What's that? Yeah, cause see, yeah. Oh, James, why would you do that?
Snaps.
Why would you do that? Because I guess he had to. I don't know. I don't see that there was any reason for that. All he did was attach 1 energy. I guess he didn't want his Mewtwo to be hit, but now his Victini is gonna be KO'd. That's 2 free prizes. I don't know.
And he's down to 1 or 2 cards in hand as well.
Yeah, and then they'll both be on evil kill ground, but B-Day will have a Buffalon
in the front.
James will have a Mewtwo with 1 energy on it and be top decking.
Yeah, well, and yeah, not to mention it's the Buffalon on the front, so he'll only take 1 prize. So BDA could.
I don't know if
that.
he had Escape Rope in hand, or if he was, top deck. Like if he top decked it, I don't know, because otherwise, I think maybe he should have put the Victini up and then Escape Roped, so that Mewtwo would be up. Because then, BD doesn't have any DCEs. It's not, and he only has 1 energy on his Mewtwo.
Right,
so.
and he had an energy on his Tornadus, so he must have known that BDA would push up that Tornadus and could just retreat out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was a tough call for him either way. Right.
Well, it's tough when you only have this card or that card, or
yeah,
not
right?
do anything
You
at
have 1
all.
card. What am I gonna do with this 1 card? Right?
At least he drew an energy, right?
Yeah. Better than
Probably would have preferred a supporter. BDA Skylas and looks for a Professor Juniper, so he'll have fresh cards next turn, if so desired. And
Yeah.
I thought that maybe he would go for a catcher and try to two-shot that Mewtwo before it becomes a problem, but there are DCs, and that can wrap up that Buffalo. Buffalo!
Suppose the Victini is almost more of a sacrifice, right? Because it's like, you know, leaves the Mewtwo unharmed.
Alright, so Bidier kills that Victini. Vicious blood. James does top deck the energy, and he's going to X-Ball for the knockout here. Gets one prize. Didn't get the catcher that he was looking for.
Oh no, we're one prize away.
One prize each left. Oh, this is the fun spot. And they're in the finals. Top of the ninth, or bottom of the ninth.
He can do... Oh no, if he can get a laser. I don't know how many lasers. Yeah, it is! Oh!
Gets a tail on the laser. And
it doesn't matter, he's top decking.
He needs an energy? No, he needs more than that.
Well, you know, he needs energy this turn at least, but...
And we know that all his double colorless are gone now thanks to Julia count.
Yeah.
Kids at home, you too can count as well as Julia. All you have to do is stay in school.
All you have to do is have one hand, use only 4 fingers, and just wait till they show up.
But don't use the fingers you're using to count the supporters and energy attachment per turn.
That's over here, though I use my feet for that too, because people go over 10 all the time.
Dude, I can only cross like my big toe with my second toe, and my second toe doesn't move, only my big toe. I don't know. Is that weird? I can't really cross my toes.
I don't think so. It's muscle development, right? Like sometimes you can't, you know, move each.
It's just like people can wiggle their ears, right?
Yeah, I can't do that. If I do, it just looks like
your ears? Oh, you can cross your toes. Yeah, I can cross my big toe, but I can't cross any of them my toes.
Yeah, neither can I. But I can move a couple of them slightly independently. Not so much. It's kind of like when you bend like one halfway and then the other. You know, sometimes the other finger kind of still bends with it. Stuff like.
So Bidier is throwing some cards away. He might have something of a shuffle draw in his hand, which is why he's getting rid of cards. Or even
he's just preparing in case he gets
I mean, he could be thinning out for a Juniper as well. So he grabs a Cobalion EX. That way he won't draw into a Cobalion EX. Yep. He's looking for just a regular energy, I'm guessing, here, so he can do 90 to the Mewtwo.
Yeah.
And then the Mewtwo can do a maximum of 80 back to him, plus 30 for them. So he only do not enough. So he's going to Juniper here. He tried to scoop up his Mewtwo so that he can get rid of that and remove the threat of his Mewtwo dying as well.
Yeah.
To a DCE catcher.
James has used all 4 catchers, right?
I don't know at this point, but if he had a catcher and a double colorless in hand, he could kill that Mewtwo.
I don't think he's used all 4. I don't think so. I didn't count that very well, so.
A little bit more thinking here. Got the energy. It's a green one.
No,
good enough.
Oh, is it a green one?
It is a green one.
I was like, what is that?
It's a grass energy.
Grass will work?
Grass will, anything will do.
Yeah.
He runs rainbow stuff in his deck. Just to keep people off guard. Like, what am I playing? What am I playing? You don't know?
Yeah.
Alright, so, predicament. He does have Pokemon's down. Could switch, but I'm pretty sure he's played all his switches at by now.
You might need to manually retreat.
And you know what really sucks is that you look at all those cards in his deck. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so hard to get anything.
Yeah, he's not gonna be drawing into the stuff he wants easily.
But I think he should still have some DCs left, though.
Yeah. Well, he manually retreats. BDA gets the catcher.
He passes. Yeah, there you go.
And wait, he only still does 60 right here.
60. Yeah, he's got a random receiver and try and get something.
There's a Skyla. Is there a laser left in his deck?
I haven't seen one.
The question now is there a laser left in his deck? Or an energy search, I guess.
Yeah.
Or an energy switch plus rebirth. Juniper. Wait. Didn't he? Oh no, he random receiver for the Skyla.
Yeah, random receiver
into
for
the
Skyla.
I was like,
yay,
BDA wins! He takes it. Check out his game
He does a little mini lap.
He comes back. I'm tired. I'm good. Oh, we'll throw up the
that's good.
celebration video as well.
That was a pretty intense game.
It was. You can feel that pressure. It's intense coming down. James got an Articuno EX, and I think it was a Shaman EX on the other side of his head, on his bandana there. But yeah.
Awesome. Good job, Bidier.
Good job, BDA. What does he say?
What do you say to that? Good job. Congrats.
Congratulations. Look at that crowd. It's pretty thin at this point, but it's okay. Everybody was busy with VGC. And hardly anyone could see what's going on because you can see there's a big gap between the audience and the actual table. Next time around, I think I might bring a better tripod that's a little higher so we can actually get an overhead view. That'd probably be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And you can see the little red hats that they got. Yeah, that's right. This one belongs to Jasmine.
Oh, is that where he got all those codes? Thanks, BDA. He was sending me codes the other day. I think that's where he must have been getting them from, all those booster boxes.
Booster box and packs and stuff like that. Well, don't forget, Carl, Mel, and a couple other guys, they also top cut and they got their packs as well from all that kind of stuff. So they might have
given everybody did so good.
We should probably have some matches again, although I have terrible decks. But
yeah, I have pretty much just 5 different Ray Eel decks.
5 different Ray Eels? This is like, okay, do you want to play Ray Eels with Victini? Do you want to play Ray Eels with Fliptini? You want to play Ray Eels with...
Oh yeah, Ray Eels with Pokemon Center, Ray Eels with Sky Arrow, Ray Eels with lasers, Ray Eels without lasers.
You mean there's dragons with laser beams coming out of their heads?
Dragons with laser beams. Because Austin Powers did it right, and they only had the sharks, and that didn't really turn out well. They had alligators at one point, didn't they?
Lasers makes everything better.
Yeah. Or worse, depending on which end of the laser you're on.
Anyways, guys, thanks for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed this little short series that we did. If you did, do leave a comment behind. You can leave a comment for me. You can leave a comment for Julia. You can leave a comment for the both of us. I would really much appreciate it. And again, I'm going to put all of Julia's things in the video description so you can see kind of stuff that she does outside of Pokemon, which is not very much because she dedicates her entire life to Pokemon.
Yeah, one day when I adopt a dog, I'm probably going to name it after a Pokemon. That's probably the plan.
It's probably going to be Arcanine.
People will get it. Probably. It would depend on the color of it. Otherwise, it might be
Or you know what you should call it? You should call it capital R, capital K, capital 9.
Right? Capital 9. I was so thinking about that the other day, though. I was just going to write, R and then K9.
You don't have your own car yet, right? There's your license plate.
Right? Whoa.
Dude, mind blown.
Did we just have a good idea?
Yes. High five over internet. Wham!
Wait, you're over that way, right?
Wham!
Wait, there.
Yeah. Right through the wall. Right through the wall.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for joining us. Bye.